Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to present to you to pay tribute to our next inductee from the Lifetime Achievement category, the inimitable Arnold Palmer.
Thank you. Before I begin my remarks, I would like to have you watch some video about to be shown.
Called the most powerful man in sports by many, Mark McCormack's vision and determination catapulted the game of golf and its players into the limelight as both heroes and celebrities. The Chicago native's passion for the game was ignited early. As a young man, he qualified for amateur tournaments and competed in the 1958 U.S. Open Golf Championship. On the golf team at William & Mary, he competed against a young golfer from Wake Forest named Arnold Palmer. McCormack and Palmer became friends, and many years later would join forces on what would become the biggest deal in sports history. After Palmer came deals with the rest of golf's big three, and the wheels were set in motion.
Can you imagine an agent signing your first three players, Palmer, Player, and Nicklaus, who win the most major championships amongst any three players in the history of golf? And then he signs the Pope, and then he signs Twiggy, and then he signs football players, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and builds this massive, unbelievable empire.
The empire is known today as IMG, and it includes athletes, entertainers, and models from around the world. McCormack also created the official World Golf Ranking, established a number of tournaments, including World Match Play, and introduced significant advancements in tournament marketing and television around the globe.
He handled hundreds of people, hundreds of organizations, did a lot of things that really advanced the game, no matter what game it was, whatever game that athlete was playing.
The biggest thing he did was to negotiate the overseas television rights. And whereas we'd been thinking in thousands of pounds, he was thinking in hundreds of thousands and then millions of pounds.
He was an absolute genius. I've had many dinners with him and many meetings, and trust me, I would not want to be on the opposite side of the table going against him. For him to do what he's done from basically nothing and start this global sports marketing agency, it's been truly remarkable.
As the only man who negotiated deals with a young Arnold Palmer and a young Tiger Woods, McCormack reinvented sport and entertainment as the world knew it. And the game of golf will feel his impact for many years to come.
I think he had a sense of appreciation for things as important as the World Golf Hall of Fame. I think he would be honored, and I know that he would be so thrilled. A very, very special place in history.
I can't begin to guess how many times I've shaken people's hands around the world. Thousands, perhaps, maybe millions. And with a man on the street and some of the most important people in the world. One of those handshakes, though, I can't think of, has meant more to me and my career than the one I had nearly 50 years ago with Mark McCormack. I'm sure that many of other great golfers and celebrities in sports fields would say much the same about Mark and IMG and what they did for their careers. Beyond the individuals, it is certainly true that the game of golf owes a great deal to Mark. Think of the tournaments that he created, the involvement in the corporate world that he brought to tournament golf, and to the wealth that produced in the game. The literary history of professional golf that he put into print with his comprehensive books covering every tournament, any consequence that happened in the world of golf. The World Golf Rating System that he devised, which is now the most important statistical yardstick in the game of golf. That's far from what he did for the game and those who are involved in it. On a personal basis, there were two sides to Mark. One is pretty well known. Mark was a brilliant, hard-driving business executive and negotiator. He was the right man at the right time in the world of sports marketing. His other side is little known, primarily because he wanted it that way. Mark was a very generous man. He did many kind and helpful things behind the scenes for people, particularly those people who were down on their luck. Actually, this is a bittersweet moment for me to have a role in Mark's induction into the Golf World Hall of Fame. It's particularly satisfying for me because and particularly satisfying because Edmund qualified for this honor. In fact, in a recent conversation I had with Joe Steinbrenner, when he was writing about Mark, he said, "I agree that Mark probably should be in more than one Hall of Fame." On a somber note, though, I regret very much that this honor did not come to him while he was still here to enjoy the occasion with his family and friends. As one of the friends on behalf of his family, I thank World Golf Hall of Fame for including Mark McCormack in this great honor. I think most of you know the relationship that I have had with Mark McCormack, and it's one that I'm not sure that any of us ever thought would go as long as it has. I started with talking about the handshake and what that handshake meant. It's very difficult to tell someone what that meant and what it has meant to me, what it meant to Mark, and to his family, and to all of them who are here tonight. And to them, I say congratulations, and I am sorry Mark is not here to accept this great thing, but I hope that all of you understand what that has meant to them and to Mark in his absence. It's a great pleasure for me to be here tonight to say thanks to the Hall of Fame for inducting Mark McCormack in this Hall of Fame, and to all the others. I congratulate those who are receiving the honors tonight, Vijay, Larry, Marilyn, and Henry, all friends of mine and people who I have had a great deal of respect for. To all of you, I hope you've had a great evening, and I thank you for this opportunity. Good night.